All right, shalom, shalom. It's the GMS lesson coming at you. Before I dig into this lesson, I want to start out by giving honor, glory, and praises to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rechah HaKodash. Accepted by others and my apostles and elders, great millstone, taught me the 100% truth of the Bible, and who will well. Peace, love, salutations to all the brothers across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth in our diligence and sincerity. I'm going to just jump right into it. This is going to be a little part two to my last video, awake thou that sleepest, right? So we're just gonna jump right into it. I ended off in Romans, right? Romans 12 and I ended off in Romans 13 and 11. I finished off at 13, so I'm gonna read 13. I'm gonna read 12 again, slack you. Finish off at 12. I'm gonna read 12 again, and Lord willing, this is edifying. Romans 13 and 12. The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness and let us put on the armor of light. Right? So what? The night is far spent, the day is at hand. This devil's rulership is coming to an end, man. Like I read in First Peter, in the last video, First Peter chapter 4, verse 7, right? The end of all things is at hand, right? The end of this devil's rulership is coming to an end, man. Right? And what? The day is at hand, the day of the Lord, right? And what that entails more than just the actual day of his return, but what also the days that lead up to it, and we are right here, we're in it, right? The Lord is making his presence felt in the world, like it reads in Second Ezra, right, 9:1 and verse 2, right. As a matter of fact, this is how we know because verse 11, when you read up in Romans 13:11, right, it says, let me just get it. 13:11, right, it reads, and that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. How do we know that? How do we know that this is the high time to awake out of sleep? How do we know, what times we're in according to the scriptures? Well, we use the scriptures. This is second Ezra, right, chapter 9, verse 1. I'm gonna go to verse 8 real quick and get this point. This second Ezra 8:62. These things have I not shown unto all men, but unto thee and a few like thee. Then I answered and said, Behold, O Lord, now hast thou showed me the multitude of wonders which thou wilt begin to do in the last times, but at what time thou hast not shown me. That's right. So what? First and foremost, the Lord told Ezra what? I have not shown unto all men. These things have I not shown unto all men, but unto thee and a few like thee. So what? That lets you know that it's imperative that you find the men of the Lord. Man. Not everybody, every time Dick, Harry, Curly, and Moe is going to have this truth. Is not going to understand the prophecies and how to break them down to you, right? The Lord said what? Jeremiah 3:15, that he was going to give you passages according to his heart. The Hebrew word heart goes back to the Hebrew word, the word heart goes back to the Hebrew word lab, which means your mind, right? So the men of the Lord are going to be, that the men are set up, right? Which we know and believe through faith that it's the man of great millstone and all the sincere brothers on down and all like-minded camps who are preaching the same doctrine, are the men that the Lord set up, right? And they're going to be able to, they're going to be preaching according to the Lord's mind, according to what the Lord wants to be pushed out, right? The Lord ain't going to set up men and then they have half truths or a quarter of the truth or a third of the truth. No, he's going to supply his men with the whole truth, everything that's needed in these times to succeed, right? But again, behold, O Lord, now hast thou showed me the multitude of wonders which thou wilt begin to do in the last times, but at what time thou hast not shown me. So how do we know? How do we know that it's high time to wake out of sleep? How do we know when these things are coming? As it said in Ezra 9:1. I can highlight this whole thing, but he answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made, and this is the time. And we see that the Lord is visiting this place. He's making his words confirmed, right, of what he said he was going to do, and they're happening, which they were going to happen anyway. But what it said, we were going to, it says that he He actually then said, measure down the time diligently in itself. How do you do that? You use the scriptures, you use his word as a measuring stick, right? To read the prophecies, see what it says in the scriptures, look at your current events, what's going on in the world, relay it back to the scriptures, and what you'll know. And we know that we're in the times, right, that's leading up to the Lord's return. Right? We know that the Lord is visiting this place with the storms, with the tempests, with the sedition among men, right? Right? The scriptures say that perilous times have come, famine is coming, right? This devil is cracking down with what's being said, what's being pushed out, right? The Great Awakening, right? The big thing, the stuff in the news, right? We know everything hasn't came to its full extent or came to its full fruition yet. But what we see these things, if the prophecy hasn't happened yet, it's showing its head that it's coming, man, right? So let's go back to Romans 13. Romans 13, and we go back to 12, right? It says, the night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness and put on the armor of light. How do you cast off the works of darkness? Putting off that old man, right? Let me get something real quick, right? And then I'm gonna go to get that Ephesians 6, because what it said, put on the armor of light, right? It's what our Lord is the light, and he was the embodiment of this word. So what we this word is our armor, man. The wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Shem Shai is our armor that we're putting on us through this spiritual war that we're in, right? First Corinthians 14. Oh no, slack it. First Corinthians 4:17. Nope, slack it. Give me 1 second. Second Corinthians 4:17. 4:16. For which cause we faint not, but though our outward man perish, yet the inward man is renewed day by day, right? Because what we are putting off that old man, right? And what we are being transformed by the renewing of our mind, right? With these scriptures, right? That's what we do day by day. We examine ourselves so that we offend the Lord less than we did the day before, because we're never going to get it right. We're never going to get it perfect on this side. But each and every day we're rehearsing the righteous acts, making better than the day before, man. Renewing them, yet the inward man is renewed day by day. Each and every day we're trying to chip off, right? Smooth the edges, right? Not going to get it all in one day. It's a marathon, not a sprint, right? So now I finished off that Romans 13, so we're going to go to Ephesians 6, start at 10. It says, finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. How do you be strong in the Lord? Holding true, right? Praying for balance, praying for endurance, keeping the ways of our Lord Yahweh Shem Shai, right? And having faith and trusting in him. It reads, put on the whole armor of the Most High, that we may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil, because this devil has all this trickery. Yes, but when you trust in the Lord, when you be strong in the Lord, you're not going to fall for this devil's devices, right? The devil being Esau, even the so-called white man, right? So when this devil comes up with this Max, the Maxine for the Crown Royal 19, right? You're like, nah, I'm good. When this devil comes with the strong G54 and 80, the Karagma, nah, I'm good. When this devil tries to use his media, right, to paint his narrative of what's going on, like he's doing with the situations that's in the news now, nah, I'm good. I understand what's going on. It's this devil and his trickery. I'm good, right? This word and the ways of Yahweh Shem Shai is how we stand against the wiles of the devil, man. Verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness, so like against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. This is not a physical battle, man. This is why we're not worried about fighting some wannabe hood niggas on the street, man, that come up and try to buck up against us, man. This is why we're not trying to look strong and mighty in the eyes of men, man. We're trying to be strong in the Lord, just like the scripture just read, man. This is a spiritual battle. We're going up against things that we can't even see, man, right? Spiritual wickedness in high places, right? The wicked elites who are casting enchantments on Jake each and every day, man, right? And we're trying to pray to the Lord that He keeps us strong, man, that we don't succumb to the ways of the world, man, and that we endure to the end so that we may be saved and delivered, man. This thing is bigger than trying to look tough, right? This is verse 13. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. We got to put our all in the serving the Lord, because in return He's going to protect us, right? Because when it reads in let me get that real quick. I don't make this too long. We're gonna get that. What is that? I know where it is. Sirach chapter 2. Because what? Yep. This is Sirach 2 and 12. Woe be to the fearful hearts and faint hands, and the sinner that goeth 2 ways. Verse 13. Woe unto him that is faint hearted, for he believeth not. Therefore he shall not be defended. Right? Woe unto you that have lost patience, and what will ye do when the Lord shall visit you? Right. So that's the point, man. We can't be faint-hearted. We can't be weak in the mind. We got to be totally convicted and convinced in our spirit that we are on the right side, man, which is on the side of the high by. So you can't waver, right? You can't faint for a second. You have to keep working for the Lord, keep serving the Lord until the very end. That's when you have to pray for that endurance, pray for that balance. Now what? Yeah, like it reads in Ephesians 6. Ephesians 6 and what? Like it reads. Doing all that so that what? Verse 13, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. That evil day is coming, right? A time like no other is about to hit the face of the earth, and you want to be prepared mentally and spiritually, right? Hey, with that, I'm gonna go ahead and close it out, giving peace and love to your elect. Lord willing, I'm gonna make a part 3 to this lesson, man. So, be strong in the Lord and faint not, man. And wake thou that sleepest, awake out of this dead like mind state that you're in, when you're serving the ways of the heathen, when you're serving the ways of the world. Turn back into your power, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Shalom.